Okay, so this story is going to be about the time that we shut the club down. Okay, period. This is back. This story is gonna be a little ratchet, but not really, but kind of. Whatever. I'm gonna just get right into the story time. And yeah, if you guys are interested in knowing how me and a friend of mine that shut the club down, then keep watching. Hey you guys, always forget. All right, you guys. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Brittany Nicole. Yeah, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time tuning in to your girl. It has been a while since I have uploaded a story time, but your girl is back today. Okay, so this story time, I'm gonna get right into it. First, I said I'm gonna get right into it, and then I didn't get right into it. Okay, my bad. But first and foremost, thank you guys for watching. Second, I don't know why it looks a bit blurry. I tried to mess around with the settings, and I don't know, you guys, but bear with me through the story, girl. All right, you guys. So, this story takes place. This was probably about 10 years ago, maybe 9-10 years ago. I feel like my middle daughter is 10, and I feel like she wasn't born yet during this time, but I'm not 100% sure. If she was born, she was a baby. So it was sometime between 11 and 9 years ago. I am 33 now, so I was in my early 20s, mid 20s, so I was probably like 23, 24, 20, 22, 23, 24 or something during this time. And okay, you guys, so boom, this was in my college days or whatever. So my best friend, which I'm just gonna call her best friend, my best friend, myself, my homegirl, I'm gonna just call her C because her name starts with C. Hey girl. And she's a really good friend of mine as well. And then her cousin, we all four decided that we were gonna go to this club. It was, at the time, this club's lifespan was short-lived, but during its life, it was a very popular, it was a very popular club, okay? So, this particular night, like I said, we decided that we were gonna go to this club. Now, disclaimer, I don't think I have told any other stories about us going to the club, but we were never really, me and my best friend for sure, we were never really like party girls, club girls. We could never really get it right. We would like pregame for a long time, or it would just always be something that, girl, we just wasn't making it to no club. Like, and when we made it, it was like either at the end or either we got in there, we were only in there for a few minutes, and then we like over this, you know, like it was always that kind of vibe for the most part. I mean, but we did have our times when we got in the club and, you know, enjoyed ourselves a bit, but it was just never really our thing. Although we liked the idea of like getting cute and going out, we never really, it was just never really our type of vibe, right? So, this particular night, this club was in downtown. So where we went to school with was in the outskirts. I have talked about that in other story times for sure, but the school that we went to, the college that we went to, was in a small town, which was probably about 45 minutes to an hour away from downtown. So we ended up, you know, we got real cute or whatever for the night. We ended up, the line was long, okay? So my homegirl C, or her cousin, I don't know, they were supposed to know somebody, something that where we could just skip around the line, because what we weren't gonna do was stand outside in that long ass line, period. Okay, so we ended up getting in the club. Now, again, we were never like good clubbers. You know what I'm saying? We were never good party girls for real. So once we got in the club, it was pretty late. Like, I don't think the club, I don't know if we were even in there an hour. Okay. And mind you, okay, I'm saying we shut the club down. Disclaimer, honey, the club was already about to close anyway. So we didn't really shut it down, but you know, we kind of sped up the leaving out process, the closing down process, if you will. Or maybe we did shut it down. I can't remember. I think it was all kind of happening at the same time, but okay, let me get to it. Okay, so we get in the club or whatever. We find the club is packed. Like I said, this is a popular club, but it was a line. I just told y'all, like, the club was, we got there super late. The club was almost about to close, and the line was super long at that time. So, you know, the club is packed, whatever. Of course, this is pre-COVID and all the things, so wasn't nobody worrying about being up on anybody. Well, most people weren't. That is one reason why I never really liked the club, because let me tell you, I don't want to be like, I don't like that, you know what I'm saying, like bumping to bumping, shoulder to shoulder action and all the things. But this club was real cool. It was a real cute vibe, right? So they had these big chairs that had like the wide armrest. Okay, so if you know what I'm talking about, the armrest was wide enough for someone to sit on, you know what I'm saying, and not be in the other person's lap. You know what I'm talking about? So if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. So we're like trying to find somewhere to kind of, you know, chill, because again, we weren't the type of club girls that, we weren't club girls, period, but we weren't the type to be like in the middle of the party, like, you know, doing all of the extras. Okay, we were very much chill, so we were trying to find a cool little spot or whatever. So we ended up finding, there was a table, and it was like kind of, I guess you would call it like a brunch table. You know, like the tall tables, the tall little round tables, and you can probably fit like 3 tall chairs around it. Okay, we found one of those, and I believe there were only 2 chairs at the table, but it was right next to one of those wide chairs that I was talking about. So here's the setup, y'all. Okay, it's the wall, then it's the tall chair. This, were we by an entrance, or it was like some type of walkway right there, because it wasn't anything next to that table. So it was the table, the high table, a wide chair, a little, like, you know, one of those little corner tables or side tables or whatever, just a little small one, and then another wide chair, and then so on and so forth on down back that way. All right, sorry you guys. Yeah, so my daughter called. They're just getting out of school. So, but so I think I was talking about the tables and how everything was lined up. So, or the table and then the chairs. So when we found the table, like I said, it just had 2 chairs on each side, and then there was a chair, one of the wide armrest chairs, sitting right next to it, right? So whenever we got to the table, we walked over, like, okay, you know, that's a little spot. We get over to the table, and my best friend and I believe my other friend's cousin ended up sitting at the table, if I'm not mistaken, sitting in the chairs. And then my friend C, she ended up like kind of leaning up against the table, and I sat down on the armrest of the big chair because it was right next to the table. So I'm facing so there was a person, there was this guy that was sitting in the chair. So the guy, I didn't even pay him any mind. Like I said, the armrest on the chair was so wide, it wasn't like I was disturbing him at all, right? So I sit down on the armrest, and I'm facing of course the chair is facing this way, right? So my body is facing this way, facing my friends at the table. So, you know, we're just sitting there, you know, minding our business, kind of looking around, peeping the scene. I think at this point, my friend's cousin ended up walking off. I think she's seen somebody that she knew or something like that. I'm not sure. So we ended up just, you know, chilling. We just, you know, doing us, minding our business. So then I get a tap, tap, tap on my shoulder. And this girl is like my homegirl wants you to move. That's her boyfriend sitting right here. So the friend, the girl who tapped me on my shoulder is sitting in the chair opposite of the chair that I was sitting in. So I mean the armrest that I was sitting on. So the guy is sitting in the chair, I'm sitting in the armrest, and then there's the little table in between the other chair. The girl who tapped me was sitting in the other chair. So she like reaches over, she's like, my homegirl wants you to move. That's her man right there. And at that point I looked at him like, boy, I wasn't even paying you any attention. Like, what? No. So I'm like, no, I don't think she said she wants you to move. I don't think she said she wants you to move. I think she said, that's my friend's boyfriend sitting right here. And so I looked at him, and then I looked at her, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I turned back around, minding my business with my homegirls, like, because, so, like, we don't give a, I don't give a fuck. Okay, period. I am minding my business. I could see, like, if I was leaned back, like, you know, trying to, literally, I'm sitting up just like I'm sitting now with my back to this man, not even close to him, again, because the arms on the chair were so wide. It was like I was sitting on the edge of the arm. You know what I'm saying? I was just sitting down, being real cute or whatever. Okay, so boom. So we continue on minding our business. I just kind of brush her off, like, oh, okay, you know, turn back around, girl, because wait. So we continue to do our thing. So then I get another tap on the shoulder from the girl, and she like, my friend wants you to move. Mind you, by this time, so when she said it the first time, her friend wasn't, I didn't see her friend. I don't know where her friend was at this point, but I didn't see her friend. So by this time, her friend is back from wherever she was, or I noticed her at this point, and she's sitting on her boyfriend's lap. The girl is sitting on her boyfriend's lap, and then the friend is like, you know, my friend wants you to move. That's her boyfriend right there. And I look at all three of them, the friend, the girlfriend, and the guy, and I'm like, okay. And like the girl is doing extras, like she's all up on her boyfriend, like, okay, get it, sis, like you on your man, y'all kicking it, y'all having a good time. You have enough room, mind you, okay? She had enough room to be doing all of this, like, you know, freaking up on her boyfriend, you know, doing all of the little sexy things that girls do while they in the club, you know, or whatever. So she's doing all of that, and we're not touching. Like, it's not like we're close at this point. Like, she has all the space to do all of those things on her man that's sitting back in this chair, minding his business at that point, minding his business, and she's doing her thing. So I'm just still like, I'm like, no, I'm not moving. Like, are you smoking fucking crack? Bitch, you think I'm gonna get up and move? Because I'm sitting on the armrest of the seat that your man is sitting in, and we're not even close to each other. In fact, you're sitting on his lap. Girl, it has to be crack. Like, it has to be, what? Bitch, you're insane. Okay? So, and then we're in this club where all these people like, so you want me to what? Like, bitch, I'm Rosa Parks, okay? I will not move. Are you kidding me? Bitch, no. Okay? So, like, what was I supposed to do? Just get up and stand up at the table, which was directly in front of this chair? Like, so you want me just to stand up right here because you and your man are, like, the logic, honey, make it make sense to me, because I'm not understanding at this point, okay? So I remember the girlfriend had braids. I can't remember what the homegirl looked like, but the girlfriend had braids, and they're both black, okay? Not that this really matters, but the guy was a white. I remember he was white, and he had red hair, or either he was just a red ass nigga, but I think that he was a white boy from what I can remember, okay? So anyway, I'm thinking like, girl, if y'all don't enjoy yourself and get the fuck, like, really? Okay, so anyway, so we kind of carry on for a few more minutes. I don't really know exactly like the time lapses in between this, because like I said, we were, you know, we pre-gamed. I had been drinking. I don't think that, no, I was a little tipsy. I wasn't drunk, but I was tipsy. So, yeah, so we're just, you know, doing our thing, you know, just being cute, okay? So, and I noticed the girl, like, out of my peripheral, like, being very extra at this point. And so the guy finally said something, and I can't remember exactly what he said, but it basically was along the lines of he wanted me to get up. And my thing was this. if you and your woman have an issue with me sitting on this armrest, y'all can get the fuck up and move. Y'all got life twisted if y'all think I'm gonna get up because y'all are uncomfortable by the fact that I'm sitting on the edge of this chair that's not even touching y'all. Like, they had to bend, girl. Okay, so anyway, so he had said something to me. Of course, I blew him off like, boy, no, like, I'm not moving. Okay, so the girlfriend goes to the bar. At this time, you know, my radars is on, my antlers are alert, you know, my spidey senses is tingling, okay? So I'm peeping everything, but at the same time, though, I'm really not studying him because I feel like, fuck y'all. Like, what y'all talking about means nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a situation for me to really react to, but I'm peeping that y'all are getting a little worked up at this point, and so... yeah, I'm just trying to see what's going on for real, okay? So I see that the girl gets up, the girlfriend, she gets up and goes to the bar, and she gets a beer. I remember her getting a beer. I don't know if was it two? Did he have one? I just remember her getting a beer. So she had like a tall, you know, glass bottle of beer or whatever. So the dude, at this point is like getting a little jazzy because I'm not studying him, honey. I am not. When I tell you I was not studying him, girl. So he was like talking shit though at this point. So mind you, my best friend is sitting like in the corner between where I'm at and the table is. And then my other homegirl C is on the other side. And I think at this point her cousin had came back. So, so me and my friend C are across from each other pretty much. So I am, but I'm sitting down and of course they're standing up. So the guy was like getting, you know, like getting a little jazzy. And I think it was the fact that I wasn't responding to them, that I wasn't really studying them. They weren't getting a reaction out of me that was probably like irritating them because they like, bitch, I said move. And I'm like, Rosa Parks, bitch, Ray Charles, to the bullshit. I can't see, I can't hear, I can't. So at this point, the guy gets up. So I think at the time when the girl went to the bar, he's still like, he starts talking shit. But mind you, at this time he's still sitting down. So I'm really not studying him. And I don't think that my homegirls even recognized that, you know, that anything was going on, right? So I'm just really ignoring them because, for one, we're in a club, the music is going. I hear them talking shit, but I'm not hearing exactly what they're saying. But I did hear him, like, start to say, like, bitch this and bitch that or something. So he stands up, though. Now, at this time, I'm still sitting down. Initially, I'm still sitting down, and he's standing up like, bitch this, bitch that, talking shit. And I'm just really not really paying him any attention. And so when he stands up, that gets my friends' attention. So they like, what the fuck is he on? Like, what? You know? And so I stand up because, first of all, you're getting too hostile. So, and the girlfriend has come back at this point. And I feel like she might have been saying something too, but she was not, I can't recall anything that she actually said. Like, the girlfriend never, that I can remember, was really said anything. It was really the guy that was talking shit at this point. So, I stand up, but when I stand up, I'm still like, my back is to them at this point. So, he's still talking shit. So I'm like, okay, now what the fuck is you talking about? So I turn around and, no, I'm standing like sideways at this time. So I'm like, cause my homegirl is getting upset. So she's like, hold up, you know, you coming with too many bitches this and bitches that. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And so, she starts going back and forth with him. I'm telling her, I'm like, kind of, like I said, I'm still in my same area, but I'm standing up at this point. But I'm like facing, I'm facing the wall, but I'm like, you know, because they're here. So I'm like, girl, don't pay them no attention. It's not even worth it. Like, girl, and like I said, the club was getting ready to close. I'm like, the club is about to close. They're not talking about nothing, like they, you know, whatever. And she like, no, fuck that. It's, you know, blah, 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 blah. And so the girlfriend, the boyfriend is like closer to me talking shit. The girlfriend reaches over him, behind him, and throws her beer at us. So, because I'm standing sideways, it gets me in the side of the face, and it gets my homegirl, though, that was across the table from me, her entire face, like, splash, like, she, like, did a boop, And then, though, this is the thing, y'all. Then the coward ass bitch takes off running. She literally took off running. So at this point, my homegirl takes off on the boyfriend, like takes off. So of course I take off too. Like soon as she starts swinging, I start swinging. So we are fighting this guy in the club. So it's like boom, 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 boom. So he ends up, he hit both of us, y'all. This man hit both of us with the same punch. And I know he did because after the fact, like, I'm like, oh my God, my girl, when I tell you my jaw was hurting, I thought this nigga like dislocated my jaw or something. He hit me so hard. I got the first hit, like, you know, because we're like boom, 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 boom. So when he hit me, I didn't fall because he hit me, because he hit me and I was like, whoa. And then we like boom, 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 still going. But then, girl, at some point, child, I fell. I slipped and fell. I twisted my shoe. I broke my damn heel that night. I was so mad. And them shoes was so bomb. They were like the thick heel, like, but they were tall and they were strappy. It had a little, they was fire, okay? They were super fire. My like little toes was out and all the things. But anyway, like I said, so we was like boom, 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 and he hit both of us with that punch, like boom, and then, you know, like come back, boom, 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 still going, and then at some point, like I said, I like my ankle twist or whatever, and I fall, bitch. My heel broke. I fell. My friend was still like, she still got a couple of more punches in before these guys came. Well, this particular guy, and shout out to him, R.I.P. He actually he ended up passing away in a motorcycle accident, probably like a month maybe after this incident. But he came to our rescue, honey. He beat the fuck. And then some other black guy, you know, some other guys came and, you know, swooped him up. But that guy came out of nowhere, like boop, 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 and like, yeah, that young man, that the boyfriend, he got that ass whooped that night, like beat down. Okay, so of course, nonetheless, the club ended up getting closed down. So after the fact, like I said, my shoe was broken, and we're just trying to find things, you know. After the fight, you fight in the club, like we're trying to get phones together, y'all. My best friend, y'all know I love, well, y'all don't know, but I love my best friend to death, honey. But this hoe, she is like, you know, we're all trying to pick up things. So she's picking up, she picked up the phone, girl, and it happened to be, I think it was the friend's phone, the friend of the one who tapped me to begin with. I believe it was her phone, if I'm not mistaken. And she was like, gonna give this bitch the phone. Like, bitch, if you don't get that, like, throw that phone across the room. I could not believe that. I'm like, girl, I cannot believe you was finna get this hoe. This is the op. Fuck her phone. You should have stomped on her phone. Why? How did this connection? How do you even know this is her phone? Like, she's like, oh, that's my phone. No, bitch. Oh, well, go over there and catch it, bitch. What? So anyway, like I said, nonetheless, the club ended up shutting down at that point. And the guy ended up getting his ass beat down. Me and my homegirl C, after the fact, we were talking, and you know, her jaw was like, girl, is your jaw hurting? Cause he, like, the way, like I said, like, she took off first, so we're both like boom, 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 but I am closer on this side of him, so whenever he hit with his right, it, you know, it hit me first. It was like bloop, and then it hit her, you know, afterwards, because we're right next to each other. That is so funny. But anyway, yeah, that's the night that, you know, things got a little out of hand. We didn't go looking for trouble. We were really trying to avoid the situation. I do not promote violence. And yeah, the moral of the story is, you know, be careful not to get your ass whooped when, you know, you want to protect your girlfriend. Like, I don't know. I don't know. And it's funny because I don't know where the girlfriend was out. Like, even after because really, that's who I was, you know, and C too, I think, like, because she's the one who threw the beer. You know what I'm saying? It was just out of reflex that boyfriend ended up, because homegirl, she literally took off running. Like, what type of, what? Bitch, what are you? What are you? What is you? What type of girl left your homegirl and your man? And the homegirl, I don't even know, she must have scooted out the way too at some point, because during the fight, I didn't see her nowhere until after the fact when we were like trying to find everything. And it was like, bitch, where your friend at? Where is she at? I don't know. But anyway, that's a whole different little scenario. So yeah, you guys, like I said, I do not promote violence. That is not cute. Don't be out here fighting, girl. Just walk away, okay? But you know, that was my friend, and I'm just the type of friend, like, if it would have been a female, I wouldn't have jumped in, probably. I doubt it. But the fact that it was a guy, you know, like, I'm not just going to, I don't know, I'm just, you know, I'm riding for mine. Like, period. So, you know, I mean, within reason. But if we're out and something like that happens, I'm not just gonna be like, oh, she's gonna have to fight him by herself. Like, absolutely not. And I didn't even have a thought of, like, breaking it up. It was just the fact that, like, nigga, like, the whole situation, it was just so unnecessary. It could have easily been prevented by them just walking away, because I wasn't moving shit, period. So anyway, peace, love, and light. I hope y'all enjoyed the story time. If y'all have ever been in a club fight or a fight that shut down a party or event, leave your comments below. And yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment anything y'all want to comment down below. Just be respectful, you know what I'm saying? All right, bye. Yes, girl. I've been really feeling the browns lately. It's just giving me, like, real grown and sexy. Oh. I don't know, y'all. You guys, okay, so this is hair from my Bouquet collection. This is the more affordable hair on my website. Well, it ain't on my website yet, but it will be launching at the top of the year. So all of these wigs will be ready to ship. They will be the lengths. Girl, me and length. I've been having trouble with the word length today. Okay, but the lengths will range from 16 to 20. That's it on this collection. And the styles will be very similar to this. And I may have some units that have some highlights or an ombre effect on them. But for the most part, there will be natural colored units between 16 and 20 inches that are 4x4 closures, and they will be ready to pick up if you are local, ship, or again, deliver if you are local. So, bye. And we have had our times when we got in the club and, you know, I'm gonna have to cut that out because no ma'am.